Hello, welcome back to my channel. I get to be a part of a very exciting readathon. It is a readathon that is so close to my heart, so I am happy to announce that I am going to be a part of the Let's Get Graphic Readathon.
Let's get graphic. Not in a bad way, only in a good way. A bookish way.
Had to make it into a song. If you're new here, that's not new for me. All right, so first things first. Let's Get Graphic Readathon is going to be hosted by Gwen from Lavender Mud, Keisha from A Book Like You, and myself. And you can find me at Ponytails Paperbacks on Bookstagram. The three of us are so excited for this. This was all Gwen's idea. She came up with the idea of having us read graphic novels and manga for 24 hours. And I think that is such a great way to get people into maybe trying graphic novels or manga for the first time and helping out people that love picking up these books to get a chance to just read as many as they can in 24 hours. I love that idea. In fact, I have 4 books planned, but I might try to get to 42 of them. We'll see how crazy the weekend gets, and we'll also see how much my daughter allows me to read. I forgot to add that this also includes comics. Really, the door is open for that whole section. So anything you gravitate towards, whether it's manga or graphic novels or comics, you can pick up any. So Let's Get Graphic Readathon will be on March 3rd and March 4th. And we will be over on Bookstagram, we will be on YouTube, and we even have some sprints planned, so stay tuned for those. Now let's get into the prompts. We have a couple of picture prompts, and we also have some reading prompts as well. One of the first things that you can start looking for is a graphic novel or manga that has an animal on the front cover or in the title. Now, this shouldn't be too hard to do because tons of graphic novels have animals in them or animals in the title, and I will give you a few suggestions towards the end of the next prompt is finding a book with your favorite color palette. This is a really fun prompt because obviously we're kind of drawn to certain graphic novels based on what colors we enjoy or what kind of style we go for when we're reading. So you can pick up any book that has your favorite colors in it or even colors that just go really well together. I have so many planned for this one. It was so hard to choose just one, and I feel like some of you will be the same way because
there are glorious, gorgeous graphic novels out there.
And gosh, in another life, I wish I could be an illustrator because I'd probably just weep over my own illustrations. Hashtag not humble. The last prompt is to read a graphic novel or manga or comic that has one word for the title. Again, I have some suggestions for this, but if you already are starting to think of some off the top of your head, I feel like this one will be pretty simple, pretty easy. Again, if it has 2 words but could be 1 word, I feel like you can go for it. We have 2 picture prompts. The first one is to post a picture of your TBR. We are so excited to see what you're going to be reading. You might even influence us to pick up what you're reading. So I just always love to see pictures of TBRs. I think it's one of the most fun things to see. The second picture prompt is to post a picture of you reading with your current choice that you've picked up. Of course, if you're reading 3 at the same time, you have 2 hands, so you could get a third person holding your third read. However you want to use that is totally fine. Also have some templates that I will post over here. You'll be able to see kind of how you want to plan it. So please use those and tag us in them because we would love to see exactly what you're reading and how many times it ends up changing, honestly. Okay, let's get to what I'm going to be reading for this readathon. Now, this video is going up about a month in advance from when we're going to read, so I might change my mind a couple times, but hopefully I'll come back to these books that I've decided right now because I really am excited to read them for this readathon. I'm going to show you what I'm planning to read for the prompt that is reading a book that has an animal on the front cover or in the title. Now, I'm using the word animal loosely because technically this isn't an animal. It is a creature that is You know what? I am not proud to share that I realized it is an animal. For some reason, I thought it was kind of like an insect.
Am I gonna keep this in a video? Probably. Transparency.
I'm going to be picking up this new manga that I found that is called Giant Spider and Me. How fun is that? Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I just honestly was excited based on the cover and the title and the style of this. It's about a little girl that finds a giant spider, and it's a post-apocalyptic story, and they become friends and they share tea together, they have picnics, they are the most unlikely of friends, which, girl, if I befriend a spider, please tell me to stop, okay? This is not Charlotte's Web. I don't like spiders, but I like this little one. This one's cute. Also picked these up from the library. I have book 2 and 3. I might start this before the readathon and I might pick one of them, but I really hope this is good. I haven't really seen it anywhere, but it intrigued me, and I'm gonna be brave and try reading about being friends with a spider. Yeah. Next book I'm going to read was one gifted to me by Gwen. So kind of her. She heard me talking about wanting to read this one, and she just decided to send it to me. What a gem of a human. It is Unfamiliar. This is so cute sounding. It's about a lonely little kitchen witch who has high hopes for her new home where she can finally be herself and maybe even make friends. Her name is Planchette. So cute. The art style I actually love. I am just so intrigued. I just think it's going to be very, very cute. Okay, the last two, that's right, 2, I'll be reading that fulfill the prompt for your favorite color palette. And so there were 2 art styles that are very different from each other, but 2 different books that I really, really can't wait to read. The first one is Beautiful Darkness, and this is about pixies, and it's kind of a fairy tale, but it's also very twisted at the same time. I don't know too much about it, but again, I love this art style. I love the colors in it. It's a lot of variety. It's not just one tone. I think that this one's gonna fit this prompt perfectly, and I
Just can't wait to see how cute these little characters are. Look at them. Look how cute. Look at her eyes.
I'm such a sucker for illustrations. It is the teacher in me that adores picture books, but these are kind of more along the lines of picture books for adults, I say. So now the second one I'm fulfilling for this prompt is Lore Olympus Volume 3. I've read 1 and 2, and I need to get to this one. And this color palette is definitely blues and pinks and purples, which I love. I think that the style fits so perfectly for Persephone and Hades, having those 2 contrasting colors where they are very 2 intense different characters. It goes so perfectly with this story. There are some trigger warnings for this one. It is definitely an adult graphic novel. I would not recommend it for kids. There are elements of abuse, and that can be very triggering, so I just want to let you guys know about that. But it is a great story, especially if you're into Greek mythology and if you're into lighthearted moments that make you laugh but also serious tones. I would highly recommend this one. These are the books I'll be picking up for the Let's Get Graphic Readathon. If you're planning to read any of these, please let me know so that we can chat about them. That is my most favorite thing, is to chat about books as you read them with all your friends. So I am so excited to get to them. The thing about graphic novels is they're quick and they're short, and you can read them in a sitting, which is kind of fun when you're spending days upon days upon days finishing one book. But these, they're like the perfect palate cleanser to kind of get you in the spirit of, I want to read a book today and I want it to be good and I want to not spend a lot of time with it. You're set. So I believe it is my duty to encourage and heavily twist arms without pain of those that have not picked up graphic novels and don't know what to pick up, to try to give you suggestions so that you can run to the library or to your nearest Barnes & Noble or place that order on Amazon so that you can try some and fall in love with them like I have. So I've got a couple of suggestions here for you. Maybe there'll be books you have already heard of that you've been wanting to get to, and this gives you that extra push to go get it. That is my hope. First, I'm going to share with you 3 options that you could use for your favorite color palette. So the first one is My Aunt is a Monster. This book is so precious. I love My Aunt is a Monster. It is about a blind girl who doesn't really have a family, but she's always wanted one, and her aunt ends up taking her into her home. And the irony is that she doesn't know what her aunt looks like, even though her aunt is a monster. So she's going based off her feelings and emotions and conversations with her aunt. And that is the most heartwarming thing I think I've ever heard of. And this is a fun, adventurous book. It's middle grade centered, but I feel like adults would appreciate it as well. And it's so pretty. I feel like the illustrations are colorful, very vibrant, and anybody that's drawn towards that would love this one. The next one, oh, this one I just adore again. I'm going to be saying that about all of these. Garlic and the Vampire. I love me some garlic. I love me some garlic bread, garlic pasta. You know, I might love it too much. So always pop in the Tic Tacs, okay? It's fine to love garlic as long as you have something to freshen your breath afterwards.
Why are we talking so much about garlic breath right now? We've got to stop. Why are we also using the third person? We need to stop that too.
This color palette is very earthy and green and brown and rich and warm. It honestly is just like chocolate chip cookies out of the oven, okay? So if you're into kind of subtle, softer colors, this is the one you need to pick up. Also, if you haven't even read this, yeah, I'm glaring at you through the screen. You need to read this. There are 2 books in the series, Garlic and the Vampire and then Garlic and the Witch. And I have loved both of them. So either one would be great to pick up if you're drawn to this sort of color palette. It's just so freaking cute, okay? Now, the last one I'm going to share with you, I owe to Keisha, who is also going to be in this readathon, and she is phenomenal at recommending graphic novels. In fact, you need to go watch her video on the announcement of this readathon for sure, and Gwen's, and just see what they're going to suggest to you, because they're probably going to have better suggestions than I am. But this one, she recommended to me, and I sobbed. I sobbed like a baby. Like a baby who wanted its mommy. Can't stop shouting about this one. Cece's Journal. If I haven't convinced you to read this by now, then nothing ever will, okay? Just listen to the sound of my voice. Read it. The colors in this one are very artistic and very much watercolor style. I think if you have a heart, you'll read it, okay? But the illustrations are gorgeous. I think a lot of you would be drawn to this one. The cover doesn't really do it justice, okay? The cover kind of makes it look very young. So don't let the cover fool you. It is a great choice. Next one I'm going to recommend to you is one that has one word in the title. That is Lumberjanes. If you were a Girl Scout, I feel like you will appreciate this one. I was laughing so much while reading this one. I read it last summer and it was a great time. If you have younger kids that are in their middle school years, you would definitely love reading this with them. There are some elements that are a little bit, depending on your household, you might not read certain parts. I'm not really sure. I'm still navigating that whole mom life sort of thing. So sometimes swear words also are words like stupid or idiot. Just about girls navigating, getting different badges for different accomplishments, but crazy things are happening along the way and they need to rely on each other and work together to figure out how to fix everything. It is so fun. It's a great choice if you have no idea what to pick up and you're curious about graphic novels. I feel like this is kind of a fun one to start with because it'll make you laugh. The last suggestion I have for you is Wolf Walkers. This one has wolves on the cover, obviously, And this book reminds me so much of Merida from the movie. Now, maybe I'm just going based off how this little girl looks, because it is taking place in one of my favorite places, Ireland. It's kind of an adventurous sort of graphic novel. It's a middle grade reading level, I would say. Robin has the task of trying to wipe out the wolves in this forest, but she comes across a wolf walker named Meb. I think that's how you say her name. And she's come to find that maybe the wolves aren't as they seem, and maybe they are friends, not foes. And she has a very fun friendship that unfolds throughout this story. But the colors are just very autumnal. Could also work for the color palette that you most enjoy and love. It's a little witty, it's cute, and it has a perfect animal in it. The wolves. Jacob Black. Twilight moment. I highly recommend this one if you're looking for an animal prompt. Okay, that concludes this video. I really hope you're going to join us for this readathon that's coming up in March. If you are planning to join, comment the emoji of the little hands doing this to show your excitement, because I hope many of you will join us. I hope many of you will just get to enjoy graphic novels some more if you've already been reading them, and I hope that a couple of you will start to fall in love with them, because they really are a special book that you can pick up out there, and they are great if you want to de-stress and not think so hard, if you just need a break from reading really intense things. Even if you need something that just warms your heart and makes you cry a little bit, you can find those out there too. There are so many. I have collected a lot of them throughout the past 3 years, and I'm so happy to have shelves entirely dedicated to them, because they really are some of my favorite books, and I don't care if that makes me nerdy. In fact, I think we need to stand up and make people believe that graphic novel readers aren't nerdy. They're just another way to read books and another way to branch out in your selection of books. So I hope you're going to join us. Let us know. Remember this emoji, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Not sure what that is. So these bangs, I know I shouldn't have cut them, guys.